The S22 Ultra is the best smartphone of 2022, no cap. But still, if you guys want to buy this phone, I would say think twice before you press that add to cart button. Let me tell you why. So first I'm going to talk about what I really love about this phone, and it all starts with the camera. This is how you do a flagship camera setup. I mean, if you want to take a normal photo, great. If you want to go wide, that's great. If you want to zoom in, you can do that too. If you want to really zoom in, that's also possible. It can take you up to the moon, and I'm not kidding about it. Seriously, just look at these photos. I took a trip recently to Dubai, Abu Dhabi. It was mad fun. And the fact that you've got so many lenses at your disposal, it gives you so many different perspectives standing at the same place. I mean, I could have never figured out the texture on these lights or on all of these fittings if I never would have had this 10x camera on the Galaxy S22 Ultra. And it's not just about the zoom. Throughout the whole trip, I had the iPhone 14 Pro and the S22 Ultra in my pocket. Majority of the time, it was the S22 Ultra that came out of it for photos. Even my friends who were iPhone users, they were like, take the photos on the S22 Ultra. It's really good. Samsung's processing, be it with respect to the colors, the HDR, the overall skin tone, everything's so great. You can see the photos came out so well. Even the portrait mode on this phone is so good. I'm showing a few samples with respect to the iPhone 14 Pro as well as the Pixel 7, and you can see that the S22 Ultra majority of the times does a very good job. It can get things wrong sometimes. I mean, no flagship camera is perfect, but 90% of the time it's amazing. The low light photos are also good, passable. I had no problems with them. And I think the selfie camera on this phone was one of the best ones because I compared it with others and I don't think except for Vivo anything would come really close. So it definitely does give you the best of everything. The ultra wide camera, the telephoto camera, all in all, it's a great, very usable camera system. And at the same time, the video recording capabilities of this phone are not amazing. I mean, if you compare it with the iPhone, definitely the iPhone is better. iPhone is best in terms of videos. But honestly, if you're just taking a couple of videos for trips or for memories, it shouldn't really matter. Unless you're doing videos professionally, I don't think you'll find the video camera on this bad, because you can see these couple of videos that I once again took on my trip, and the fact that you can zoom in so well, you can zoom out, you can go ultra wide, you can go so close to the object all while the video is recording. You can also flip between the front and the back cameras while the video is recording, so it makes it a very usable camera system, and I love it. If there's only one thing that I want to complain about is that the shutter lag is quite a lot in this. With One UI 5, it has been reduced, but still sometimes you get blurry pictures because it takes a while to click a photo. And then you flip the phone around from the back to the front and you see this amazing 6.8-inch display. This is definitely one of the best displays on any smartphone. 6.8 inches, so it is huge. It's got them curves, so it's very immersive to watch. 120 Hz, Quad HD, all the goodness that you need in a display, it's here. The peak brightness is also really high, so it's very visible in daylight, and watching content on this is a joy. You've got a very tiny punch hole at the top, and you've got everything. You've got HDR10 in Netflix, and you've got HDR support in YouTube, so videos look really good. It's side by side here with the iPhone. iPhone is slightly better in Netflix sometimes because it's got Dolby Vision, and I think it's high time that Samsung starts supporting Dolby Vision. The problem is that it's not that this phone can't do it. Samsung has a beef with Dolby because Dolby's got Dolby Vision, Samsung's got HDR10 Plus, and the problem is majority of the content supports Dolby Vision and not HDR10 Plus. So that's why there's a problem, and I think Samsung needs to swallow their ego and give Dolby Vision on Netflix, because this is a really good display. It's so immersive while watching movies. The speakers are really nice. It sounds really good. The in-display fingerprint sensor on this one is also not that annoying like previous Galaxy devices. It still could have been a little bit faster, but still it works very well. And if I talk about the protection, it's got Gorilla Glass Victus, but Samsung is being really cheap. You don't get any screen protector out of the box. So if you want to put a screen protector or a tempered glass, do check out our sponsor glazeding.com. They've got this really nice TPU film. They also have a tempered glass, but I prefer this film because it's self-healing, it's very easy to install, and it doesn't add extra weight to the phone because this phone's heavy. It's freaking 228 grams, and if you slap a case on it, it gets really heavy, and I don't think that people who like compact phones are gonna like it. I mean, it packs in so many things, so many camera lenses, you've got glass bag, you've got metal frame, it's also got an S Pen, so obviously it's bound to get heavy. And talking about that S Pen, I didn't use it that much, to be honest. I have this this phone for 6 months, and the only time that I used it was when I wanted to click a group picture and the phone was on a tripod, so that made it really easy. And apart from that, if I quickly wanted to take a note, I could do that, but it wasn't really useful in my use case. But the fact that it's there gives you a peace of mind. A lot of people would end up using it. So yes, it could feel a little bit bulky and difficult to use from the outside, but on the inside, it's a breeze. You've got Samsung's One UI, which I feel is one of the best way to experience Android right now, because let's be honest, it's very optimized, it's fast, it's feature rich, and it is the fastest when it comes to updates. This one is already running on One UI 5 based on Android 13, and the experience has been great. The fun part is that Samsung gives you more OS updates, 4 OS updates in comparison to Pixel. Pixel only does 3, and even if you don't count the Pixel, this is one of the best Android skins right now, because like I said, it's really fast, it's optimized, everything runs very well. And apart from that, you've got these little Samsung features that are really cool. For example, Samsung Pay. I just put all of my credit cards while I was going on a trip on this phone, and I was just doing tap and pay everywhere, and it worked really well. I know Google Pay can also do it, but this is a really nice feature. Apart from that, you've got some more Samsung things like Secure Folder, Alt-Z, and if you're in the Samsung ecosystem, you have the Galaxy Buds or you have the Samsung Galaxy Watch. Things are even better. I've heard that if you follow a couple of tricks, you can actually use the Samsung Watch for NFC payments as well, so that is really cool. Everywhere the software experience has been great. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 that is powering all of this does the job well, but when you try to ask more from the phone, that is when the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 problems come in. Like if you're gonna play high-end games for a long time, you might feel that the phone heats up more, the performance is not that great. Samsung is not known for heavy-end gaming anyways, but still BGMI was fine on this. But if you're a hardcore gamer, I would ask you to look elsewhere, and the major pinch that you feel with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 is in terms of battery. Even though we've got a massive battery here, this phone will not last you a complete day on extremely heavy usage. If you're gonna be on 4G or 5G, if you're gonna be hammering through the phone, keep the brightness high, use the cameras, game a little, use Google Maps a lot, I'm pretty sure by evening you have to put your phone on the charger. It is not the best when it comes to battery. Even if you toggle between Quad HD and Full HD, still the battery life is not as good as something like the iPhone 14 Pro series. A lot of other brands like Xiaomi, Realme mitigate this problem with faster charging, so they just give you a charger that charges the phone in 15-20 minutes. Samsung does not do that. I mean, there is no charger inside the box of this phone, that's okay, but apart from that, there's only 45 watt of charging here, and it still takes an hour to charge this phone. There are a lot of comparison videos online as well between the 45 watt and the 25 watt charging brick, and the difference is not that much. So even if you spend more and get the 45 watt charger, it's not going to give you an added advantage. And the thing about chargers with Samsung is that you should definitely buy a PPS charger. Samsung phones support PPS, so you need this for the best charging speed, and I'll link some of them in the description box. I'll also link this really cool cable that I have for the Galaxy S22 Ultra. And that's potentially one of the major reasons why you should hold off buying the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, because everything's great on this phone. It's just that S23 Ultra is going to be coming really soon, and the only major difference that you are going to have is Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. It's way better than 8 Gen 1 in terms of efficiency and heating and things like that. So if you have that budget and you can wait for a couple of months, I do feel that it's noteworthy to consider the S23 Ultra. But apart from that, if you're like me, you're in your office, you have access to the charger all the time, I think you should be fine with this phone, because apart from these issues, this phone is a solid 10 on 10. The call quality is really good. You've got 5G here as well, carrier aggregation, everything works solid, so no complaints there. You've also got really good haptics, you've got wireless charging, and this phone also supports HDMI out, so you can do Samsung DeX or just mirror your screen somewhere if you want to. So all in all, as a package, I think this is the complete and the best Android phone of 2022. It doesn't really miss anything. It checks almost all of the boxes, and Samsung really did a great job here. I mean, I have to use iPhone because I'm in the Apple ecosystem and I need it for a couple of things, but if I didn't have to, I was definitely gonna pick this over the iPhone 14 Pro. I think currently this phone is around 90,000 to 1 lakh rupees in the Indian market. Wait for a couple of deals. A lot of times it falls below 90,000. And actually, if you have a corporate ID, check out Samsung's corporate webpage as well, because a lot of times they have better deals. So check out Samsung India's website, go to your offline store, figure it out. And if you get a good deal, I think you can still go with the S22 Ultra. Performs really well. Software support is there. Cameras are beautiful. And this is, like I said, my favorite phone of 2022. But it's time to say goodbye to this phone. I'm gonna sell it very soon. You can also check out the used market for great deals on this one. And how did you like this video? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you liked it, like it. If you didn't like it, press the dislike button twice. And I might actually be posting more videos on this channel, so if you'd like to see those, let me know in the comments. That's it for now, and I'll be back in the notifications hopefully soon.